Hello, my name is Adriana Martinez, and today I told you about one of my favorite people. Her name is Jane Austen, and she was an English writer whose novels had a modern character despite the times. Novels which made me introduce much more to reading, especially in classic novels. Jane Austen was born on 16 December 1775 in the village of Steventon in Hampshire, England. And she was one of 8 children of a clergyman and grew up in the close-knit family. She began to write a teenager, sorely encouraged her father, and some of the pieces were contribution to amuse the family. And these youth works, which date from 1787 to 1793, are preserved in 3 notebooks and appeared published until 20th century, such as The History of England, Love and Friendship, Leslie Castle, and Catherine or the Bower. In 1801, the family moved to Bath, and after that Jane's father, in 1805, Jane, her sister Cassandra, and her mother moved several times, eventually settling in Chawton, near Steventon. Jane's brother, Henry, helped her negotiate with the publisher, and her first novel, Sense and Sensibility, appeared in 1811. Her next novel, Pride and Prejudice, which she described as her own darling child, received highly favorable reviews. Mansell Park was published in 1814, then Emma in 1816. Emma was dedicated to the Prince Regent, an admirer of her work. All of Jane Austen's novels were published anonymously. In 1816, Jane began to suffer from ill health, probably due to Addison's disease. She traveled to Winchester, Hampshire to receive treatment, and died there on 18 July 1817. Her authorship was announced to the world at large by her brother, Henry, who supervised the publication of Northanger Abbey and Persuasion. Jane lived in a time when women in the UK, as well as in the most of the world, didn't have many rights, and the only thing expected of them was to get married, to raise children, to obey to their husband, and that they support them financially. And the contrary to what other women did in her time, Jane remained single and dedicated her 41 years of life to her career as a writer. Despite that fact that she had received a marriage proposal which she didn't accept. This will present Jane Austen as a woman of strong character and feminine thinking, something very rare in her time. Recently, the Bank of England presented the new £10 banknote with an illustration by the writer, Jane Austen, on the occasion of the bicentennial celebration of her death. She vividly depicted English middle class and life during the early 19th century. Her novels defined the areas, the manners, but they also became timeless classical that remained critical and popular successes 2 centuries after her death. For example, Pride and Prejudice is her most prized work and most often adapted to other books, series, a large of numbers of movies, as well as many of her other titles. Thanks for listening.